Welcome guys to a new video. In this video I will explain to you guys on how to start with pigeon raising and the things that I will do different if I'm gonna restart. So let's go. So guys, I'm in pigeon raising now for over 6 years. I started in 2018, so next year it will be 7 years. So in the first year was 2018, I started with a few late breds and I did race them on some afterline races. There are some special flights. Didn't went well, but yeah. So the year passed by and in 2020 we raced with youngbirds on my grandfather's loft. It did go well, but it was time of Corona, so we couldn't do much with the birds ourselves. So in 2021 we got a new place to live and a new loft, and we weaned the old birds or the young birds that we raced with my grandfather to my new place. So if I could do that part over, I would start with young birds, just because with the old birds that were weaned over, it was every Saturday a problem to race or fly back to my grandfather's loft, or sometimes they just came on the right place, but maybe mostly the hens returned to my grandfather. So in 2021 we didn't race that great with the old birds. Yeah, we got an early prize of a 33 in the department, but it wasn't that great. So yeah, that's some of the background of how I started with my racing pigeons. But if I had the chance to start over, I would start with only young birds and just in the same loft. Not that I need a special loft or something, just started with a garden house. I rebuilt it and yeah, we made a loft from it and it's worked really fine. We did got some early prizes on it as well, so I think the loft is great, not bad. So yeah, that's not the most expensive part, I think, of starting with racing pigeons. So as you guys know, in the past I did some changes about the loft. So the roof I did different. First this was closed until here completely, and we only had the front side open. Now with the new ventilation I have made with some holes, and we have a space of around 10-50 centimeters between these rooftops, so the air can go in here and will be taken away to that side of the loft. The back side of the loft is also a little bit open, so the air can get out, and we always have fresh air from this side, and it's working really fine. That's yeah, something I would do over if I should start over, just to take the air ventilation serious. I didn't do it on the first part of the loft, but yeah, after 3 years I changed it back over, and this year it's yeah, really nice. And yeah, if you check the birds, they are healthy, white nose, as you can see, so then you know the ventilation is good. So that's also a thing, an important thing to keep in mind. And just the loft is just an old garden house, as you can see. It's yeah, thick, 3 to 4 centimeters wooden planks, so that's also something to keep in mind, that you have a strong garden house. So yeah, that's the ventilation part. The next thing that I would do over if I had the possibility is to not start with any breeders, because my loft now has 3 departments and I still breed with my breeders in the same part of the racing pigeons, and still had some problems just with letting the old birds out, that they have to keep in mind that some birds cannot go outside. So I won't have breeders, or just make another part for them directly. I have some breeders that can go out, like that one and that one as well, but this is a really great one, so I want to lose him to a bird of prey. And then we have this one with one eye. We can't let him out because he won't find his home back. So, but yeah, that's also a thing I won't do again if I have to start over. It's just things you will learn in the process when you are starting with raising pigeons. So guys, when I started with pigeon raising, I had a look that my grandfather had some great birds and also did win many prizes with them as well. But if you not having that option, then I should say just spend some money on great birds, because when you start with just some better birds that are able to win, the hobby is just a lot nicer, funnier and better to start with. Because if you have birds that get lost or anything like that, you probably won't race for long, is my opinion. But if you have the option just to spend a little bit of money, even you can buy birds for $100 or €100 to get a great bird, and if you just have a few of them, then you will have the basics to get better birds. So take that in mind. If you start with racing pigeon, just try to get the best, or at least something from the best. If you can, we have an option to buy some birds from great birds, and just let the fancier know that you are new to the racing pigeons, and maybe you can get them for a cheaper price, so that you can start with just better birds than not that great birds. And if you have an option that you have fanciers in your club that can give you some birds, then take it. Don't take too much. I mean, my loft is based on total of 60 birds, and I started the first year with I think I had 10 or 12 old birds and 20 young birds. So don't take too much. It's a lot of work to clean, feed the birds and everything like that. So just take it easy. I don't start with too much and try to win some. And yeah, do your best with your first racing pigeons. Also guys, when you start, just make sure that you have different departments inside of your loft. So in my opinion, or in my case, I have a male bird section. I have a section for my hens. And then the section next to this one is for the young birds. That's serious and a thing you have to keep in mind, so that you can separate the birds, and especially with the old bird raising, you have to separate the males from the hens, otherwise they will keep breeding and they will go molting and dropping their flights. So eventually you won't win a race with old birds that are molting, so keep that in mind as well. Make sure you have at least 3 departments with your pigeon loft. Also, when you have young birds, spend a lot of time with it. Look like this one. I did spend hours with the young birds, and this is the result of it. If the birds are tame, then it's a lot more fun to keep your birds. But also, if the birds are just not that wild, it's a lot better to for the birds themselves as well, because they can rest even when you are on the loft. So keep that in mind. Just make sure your birds are known to you, so that they don't get wild when you enter the loft and things like that. Just spend some time when you have the young birds, and it will pay off in the future. This is great when you have them like this. And also it depends on the kind of bird you have. You have different types of birds. Some are just wild and some are just like this. And you have some in between. This is a nest mate of this one. He's just relaxed, but not that crazy as this one. And both of them are some grandchilds for my best hen. So, and I think it's also a correct thing that the birds have. So really nice. So guys, next thing before you start with pigeon raising or building the loft, think about, do you want to clean the loft every day or do you want it once a week? So in my case, I have to clean at least once a day or once the 2 days, because I just have a flat floor. You also can just do it with a fence or anything like that, so the droppings will go down, and you can clean it once a week when you go through the loft. But in my opinion, it was not an option because I have a closed floor, so this was the best for me. So that's also a thing you have to keep in mind if you want to clean the loft every day or not. The best case is, in my opinion, to just do it every day or once and twice 2 days, so that you just have a clean and nice smelling loft, also for your neighbors if they are close. Then guys, when the breeding is gonna start and you have an option to an older fancier that can help you with pairing the birds, and he is more experienced than you, just use it, because when most of it with breeding racing pigeons, that's the start of getting a great pigeon. So if you have anyone who can help you with pairing the birds and have some experience with the birds, just take advantage of that and use it, so that you have the possibility to get better young birds than when you do it on your own. And I won't say that you not have the view on it to selecting or select the pairings for your breeding, but yeah, if you have the option to do it with a fancier that's more experienced than you, just use it, so that you have the possibility to get better birds. So in my case, I will use my grandfather to help me pairing the birds, and I know for myself that I have the ability to do it myself, because that one I also breed myself, and it's a great bird, got a third on the department. So yeah, I have the ability, but I want to make sure for this year that I have the best odds to get better young birds. So we're gonna pair them with my grandfather, and then we will see what's gonna happen. So guys, that was the video. I hope you learned something from it. Maybe we'll also do a part 2 on this one as well. I'm not sure if I'm saying everything about it, but yeah, some basic tips are easy to give. So if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. I'll subscribe to my channel. You can do it down below. Appreciate it. See you on the next one. Bye guys.